Much. Good afternoon, viewers. This is the Unfiltered program, the show of Punchline Africa Television. It brings stories, details behind huge stories making and trending around Africa, Kenya, Africa, and the world. Today, we shall concentrate mainly on Kenya with COVID-19 and the gloves being off, and the gloves are off. Also, masks are off. That is what we are going to do. This show, we don't hold back. We call it a spade. The man says the child of a hustler must be elected. A man who grew up with anger must be elected. He grew up with anger to say one day those ones who made money, oh, I will deal with them. You know, you remember Emperor Nero? Wah. Emperor Nero, Miriam, with us on the panel, we have a chaplain who will soften our hearts, Professor Gerard Onyali. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Masanga, Miriam, and Karen, and our viewers, wherever they are around the world.
Thank you very much. And in Mombasa, in the coast of the Indian Ocean, on the white sands of the Indian Ocean, the blue ocean, horizon looking over in the gorge of the deepest sea end of the Horn of Africa, in Malindi, is none other than Karen Josephs. Good afternoon, Karen.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matanga, Professor Jared, and Miriam at the studio.
Thank you very much. Next in the studio is none other than my crime syndicate, Madam Miriam Oguto. We are no journalistic crime, not any other crime.
Crime busters.
Journalistic. She doesn't do the crime, but
crime
for
busters.
Us, look for. We are crime busters.
Yes, that sounds better.
None other than Miriam Ogutu. Good afternoon.
A very good afternoon to you, Doc. Good afternoon, Professor, and good afternoon, Karen there from Malindi.
Thank you very much. This show, gloves are off. If you are watching it for the first time, we don't hide names. We say it as it is. But we bring evidence. First, Miriam, go through us the Chronicles of Corruption in Kenya, chapter 2 of the Chronicles, textbooks. Tell us, you print a textbook, it has mistakes, you allow your children to study with textbooks with mistakes. Mm-hmm. But who was behind the textbook scandal? Chronicle chapter 2. Get us the facts.
All right, so in 2008, Kenya publishers endured accusations of having supplied books with glaring errors to public schools. The allegations were worsened by speculation that money was lost in the process, with books delivered to schools early in the year estimated to be worth approximately 7.5 billion Kenya shillings. As the storm raged, the Kenya Secondary School Heads Association chairman Kahi Indimuli was quoted as expressing his misgivings on the alleged errors, saying, "Our worry is the impact of the errors will have on learners using these books may cause damage to learners either through omission of some content or overload." All right, so as we wait there for Doc to come, Professor, we remember this. We remember this scandal that was here in 2018, and I think nobody has ever come out to tell us what really happened. As we wait for Doctor to come and explain to us who was behind this.
Yes, Miriam.
Thank you very much, Miriam.
Yes.
This now, I missed the other part. Mm-hmm. And as I'm looking for traditional light. Mm-hmm. Am I okay now? You can see me live.
No, you're good.
I'm suffering too much today. Don't laugh at me, you people.
You okay?
Okay.
Yes.
The textbooks. The textbooks. Who is this on earth can allow children to study textbooks. Why I wanted to bring this topic is there is a teacher amongst us. You're a teacher, and then you teach.
All right, we seem to be having a signal problem there from doctor's end. As that get fixed as we wait. All right. That scandal happened in 2018, and of course, a lot of money was lost there in a tune of 7.5 billion Kenya shillings. And as the Kenya Secondary School Heads Association, their chairman Kahi Indimuli came out to say that the worry is the impact, the errors.
We'll get back to that. Let us go
Yes.
back. Let us move to the next topic there. Though I'll introduce the next topic, and then I'll head back to where we have the rest of the teachers, and
Okay.
then share it out.
All right, go ahead. We are back, but yes, continue.
Yes, I cannot let the child or the children go through something that is either beyond them or, So I will actually refer them to move to the next topic. I will introduce the next topic. Obviously, I usually have an idea of what to cover in the next topic. So I refer them to the next topic, and I talk with colleagues to see how to deal with it.
Thank you very much. But doesn't that inconvenience you?
No, it doesn't, because as a teacher, I usually go to the next topics ahead of the children. I go like 2 topics ahead of them, and obviously I have covered that whole book, so I know what's next. And what, according to my lesson plan,
10 billion shillings. 10 billion. Print wrong textbooks. What do? Do you hide the matter from your children, your students? Remember, we are trying to fight corruption here. Professor tried. Let the teacher listen to us, because she for her, she will just jump and come back professionally. But now we are looking for these guys who steal. Muizi, iko muizi hapo. There is a man, a mafia man, pulling the strings of textbooks to be printed. A mafia man who comes in the ministry, threatens the teacher, threatens the printers, threatens the tender, those who took the tender, and told the PS that this tender must go to so and so. How do you stop corruption?
My position was, is, and will continue to be that we cannot print books with mistakes and we take to our children. Period. All those books must be recorded back, and the proper investigation must be carried out, how the tender was given, and the people must be punished. We cannot wish away just like that, Dr. Masanga. These are our children. Children, what they learn from what's written in the book is what they will take. So,
Yes.
Dr. Masanga, that is a very serious offense. And that is the ugly face of corruption. And I'm wondering why action has not been taken up to now. The book are supposed to be recorded.
Professor Magoha, where are you? We call out on this program, we call out corrupt people. Where are they? Who took the tender? Who came to the ministry? Who harassed you? Who harassed the board? Who harassed the minister? Wachatulete. Anybody outside there who knows the person who printed those books, call him out. But we shall tell you the person's name later. As we go on, you'll understand the name. That is the bitterness of this exercise of Unfiltered. We help President Uhuru Kenyatta to single out, to keep the legacy by saying the truth as it is. If you have grown with a very bad heart of saying, because Onyali had very good shoes, because Onyali's mommy made very good granny nuts and popcorns to take to school. All of you have ever made that type of recipe, and you know, you have carried what we call popcorns and the granuts mixed, fried. No, not fried, roasted. And then you reach school, someone steals your granny nuts. Eat them. Have you ever forgotten? Have you ever forgiven that person? Miriam, I am.
Is that a
I'm
personal
sure you are
test?
once in a school.
I never
and
went
you
to
were
a boarding
called
school.
a newcomer.
I never went to a boarding school.
Miriam and Karen, Miriam, Karen, and the professor. How do you call those newcomers?
Monos.
Monos.
Doctor,
Monos.
are you testifying a personal
the word
experience?
Mono. Not someone who is in senior 2 or senior 4 takes your granuts and cook and eats them and tells you, you come and make my bed every morning.
And they ate your groundnuts?
Yes, eat the granuts and he makes you to make your bed.
He was preparing you to be the senior the following year.
Yes.
Doctor, is that a personal experience?
Thank you very much, Miriam. Yes, I also wanted to find out your personal experience.
I never went to a boarding school, so I can't relate, but it's all good.
You are very, and yes, and Karen.
Yes, in fact, I was taken to that boarding school. Parents were there. They took me there. They took me together. Now, on the first day, you're forced by been there for long, and they are, strong, tall, huge. And I remember the second day, the experience wasn't that good. I think I cried the whole night because they were asking me to do some things which were, I don't know, strange to me. So I called my parents the next day, called my dad, and I told him I don't want to be in a boarding school ever. You have to come and pick me from here. So it wasn't a good experience. It was a tough one. I approached the teacher and I didn't talk to my father. So I talked to my dad, I don't want to get back here anymore. Just come and pick me from here. So it wasn't good.
It was not good.
No.
Yes, Miriam?
All right, very well. Professor, do you have experiences like that?
The worst one.
Well, yours is worse. I
But I thank God from where I come from. I was in Normal High School. So small boys cannot molest me. We go together.
No, you used to be a mass. You looked like you are very big.
He's tall.
You used to be
No,
shooting.
I was small, but a good temper in me was just making them run away from me. You fight out.
Yeah.
I was very slender.
Yeah, you did some.
Very slender and very handsome. And the gentleman, that same day, when I went to primary school, I'm bringing this story about textbooks and about why I am talking about textbooks is because I want to talk about politics of compensation. It is called compensational politics. Remember, this is what I want to come to. On 26th of January 1971, a military coup took place in Uganda. My father was one of those members of Uganda People's Congress. UPC. Obote's follower. He founded the party together with Dr. Milton Obote. And for your inconvenience, no inconvenience of doubt, I am also a member until death of Uganda People's Congress. Don't add me to Museveni's party. I'm not a member of any other party. My card was given to me in 1968 Up to today, I have it in my London home. I'll die with it, and I've told my children to put it where in the box as we go down towards Jerusalem.
What? Okay.
Yes. Therefore, in 1971, on 25th January in the morning, my father put me in a car, all of us, we call them taxis, from Mbale Taxi Park, on the way to Tororo, a town 28 miles away from Mbale, near the border with Kenya. On the way, in the morning, we woke up very early in the morning, Radio Uganda broadcasting music, which was very funny. That was starting from 3 p.m. a.m. in the morning. The government had been overthrown. Dr. Milton Obote's government had been overthrown, and all members of Uganda People's Congress, and Makiu, now I'm a member also, going for senior secondary school 1. All members of Uganda People's Congress are supposed to report to all district and county headquarters without fail. Categories of members include councillors, UPC chairmen, MPs, ministers, deputy ministers, PS, to be slaughtered. Created artificial slaughterhouses to slaughter. So somewhere about 20 miles in the journey towards Tororo, there was a big roadblock, and you have to take out everything. My father said, do you know what? You know where Tororo is? Yes. You know where it is? Yes. My father disappeared. The taxi stopped. We remained only 6 people in a taxi. The matatus in Uganda are called taxis. We arrived at the checkpoint. As I looked very handsome and small, we are organized, tall, with dimples. The man looked at me and I said, where is this small boy going alone? I said, I'm going to senior secondary school, naenda huko, ngenda wano. He said, we don't speak Luganda. Then speak Swahili. I said, sijui Swahili mzuri, but what can I say? I'm going here, box. This is my box. Yes, box open. Okay, looked through. Funga. Have you seen how I have luck? Inside the box, there was a card, a UPC card under the big, you know, why I like my granny nuts and the popcorns. They sat on the card. No, I packed them and they sat. Now I'll tell you the story. This is life story. Taxi ender. Yes, shut. We went. Driver, endesha gari mzuri. This is new law. This is it with soldiers. We arrived at Manjasa High School with my mattress from Vitaform. We entered the dormitory, the first Onyongo Monos. I lying there. Being tall and handsome. The senior man there came to check me. He is called Muhumuza. He's a commander now, a very senior general in UPDF. I don't want to say his name more than that now. He came and checked me. He said, this one looks like he has to come to my dormitory. Well, so said, where's your dormitory? They found out that I found out the dormitory of this man was called, my dormitory was called Mikeno. Mikeno is a mountain in Karamoja, Mikeno. I was put in Mikeno. And this is where Mr. That General is now a general. He's still my great friend, but I've never forgotten what he did to me. So he said, Sanduki Konanini, what is in the box? My good things, you know, those days, sunlight was the soap for some of us who watch the sunlight. You might wonder why I'm still 64 and I look like this. Very handsome because I used the sunlight. So the man took my sunlight. He said, this is soap is supposed to be kept. So I'll cut. He cut a quarter and gave me to shower with. Then the worst thing he did, he took my collar. It was called collar. You have been to boarding school, it's called collar. Collar. A West African name meaning groundnuts. He took it. Every morning, we are in the same cubicle. This guy takes little and munches, and then I don't touch. I think that's why I became like this. I used to look at this guy. I said, he protected me. Nobody touched me. Because the star, you know, this star of leading people and talking, the star in me was already there of leadership. It was there. The guy protected me, but he took 1 good week eating my groundnuts with tea. And I was sleeping in the dormitory on top. You know, double-decker beds. You get my point?
Miriam,
with another Canadian man called Cameron. He's called Cameron or Cameron. No, Cameron. I remember him. He became a doctor. He's a very senior doctor in Uganda. Whenever we talk about this story, we laugh. So the man said, but boss, this is not fair, man. Because they were in the same class. Well, boss, how can you know this thing here? No. I kept quiet. He went out of school faster. He joined. In fact, it's the cause which pulled me to go to Tanzania. He left. He left. I have never forgotten that. When he was leaving, there's one thing he did which we call redemption. He left me all his old shirts and the trousers and girlfriends for me to handle. Can you see how bad this man was?
Is that a bad man, really?
No, bad man from Tororo. Yeah, the girls. You know, our school was next to a school called Tororo Girls. I know Professor knows it. One of the best schools in East Africa. With very beautiful, tall girls from all angles. Then he left me with one girlfriend of his that I should. It is not for me to take the girlfriend, but I should look after her. When we go out for Sunday prayers, I should look after her and report every day. This guy, you have never seen the type of bullying, Miriam. And unfortunately, to cut the story short, I want to tell you, I have suffered. This man is a general in the UPDF today. But our friendship, because of him, I've lived to talk today like this. He remembers that whenever we talk, he chats, he says, my friend, I trained you to be good. Can't you see? You are very good. You are leading in the world with activism. So don't bring problems. Nobody will touch you. Yes. That guy is still there. I won't tell you the name.
All right.
But he was my hobby. That is how you have conversational politics. If you grow up with the heart that Onyango, who was selling butter shoes, you went with bare shoes and you want to be able to reach President Uhuru Kenyatta and sit on the table with them, you become a victim of circumstances of so many things. Always grow up without politics of conversation. Thank you.
All right, very well.
But that's the suffering, my personal own suffering,
That's
which I still remember, traumatized. My father, I didn't know where he was. My mother there was no telephone, there was no mobile phone. The only phone that you could reach was 10 miles away from her home, and it is landline, and there's a queue. Anybody who has gone near Nairobi GPO, you'll see those red telephones. Those are the ones we used to use. So look at the life that I went through. In short, conversational politics, if you grow with it in the heart, you will always tell people you don't want a child of a hustler to be the president of Republic of Kenya. You be careful, you people. That's my submission.
All right. And Ina Hassan, he's saying that that's my school, Manjasi. He says he went to Manjasi High School. So you have your, he also went to the same school that you went to, doctor there. Yes, so the Ministry of Education scandal there. So we're waiting to see where that will end, because this is something that Kenyans have not forgotten. That involved a lot of money, the textbook scandals that I think the textbooks were returned back because they were not very good, so they could not be used, and the errors there were just too much. So the latest in terms of Sudi arrest, we know he was charged with hate speech and offensive conduct, but the prosecution has applied for him to be detained for 2 weeks. But what we know right now, he's been detained until Wednesday, and so the court will consider Wednesday what ruling they will make moving forward there. So Sudi is facing charges of hate speech and offensive conduct. The professor, as doctor, settles.
Yeah. You know, we say that we have got rights, and where your rights stops, that's where mine begins. He doesn't deserve to be given bail because he has carried himself as like a person who doesn't want to live in a society. So that one, he belongs. They could have even taken for 2 weeks, and when they come back, he should not be given bail. The rights of Sudi belongs to prison and jail. That's what I have to say. And in PPI, I think that's one of the areas we need to revisit in our constitution. People should not be a threat to peace. And then they are given bail, they come outside here, they start making inflammatory statement again. When you ensure that people don't enjoy peace, that's a violation of their fundamental rights. So that one should not be able that it overrides others. I hope the magistrate on Wednesday, when he comes, he gives tough measures to ensure that he does not open that mouth of his.
All right, very well, Karen, before Dr. comes in.
Yes. Before I say anything, Professor, you made a statement there that made me laugh, but I agree with you totally. So this is what I think, Miriam, the consequences for what he did will be in such a way that others will be very scared or will think twice before even saying anything.
So should be a
it should
deterrent.
be taken. Yes, it should.
Go ahead.
Yes, so it should be, his case should be handled in such a way that the rest of them will think twice before they act anything. Because of late, we've had statements that could easily fuel violence, and we've seen, in some towns, people had begun moving up and down, and we do not want that. So it's time for us to put a stop. And the only way we can put a stop to it happening over again is making sure that he's charged, accordingly.
All right, very well, Doctor. So Sudi will be in police custody until Wednesday.
3 things: deterrent, reoccurrence, and the flight risk of the crime. He's going to do it again. We saw Mr. Ngeno. He said it again. He said he's going to say it. Kenya is not for Kenyatta. When you look about flight risk, the magistrate should look at the flight risk. Is Mr. Sudi going to be in Kapsaret? What was he doing with 4 armed special unit boys to take him where? You saw the story on Sunday that he climbed a lorry to leave Eldoret. He wasn't. How sure shall we get him when he knows he's going to be sentenced for 1 year? Will he be here? Those are the questions the magistrate should ask. This guy could be a flight risk. Therefore, the court is not interested to collect your bond money only. The court is supposed to serve justice. The Kenyan law allows bail. The crime he committed is bailable. But is he going to return to a bailable crime after he has been paid? He might not. Is he going to recur? It will be a recurrence of violence. The police took a long time to find him. How will the magistrate find him? I can see all of you shaking on your seats.
So it's a flight risk.
Yeah, no. Forget exactly. If what Sudi was doing, he claims it was good, it has actually made his better conditions worse. A contingent of about 40 policemen, they said 200 policemen, looking for one man who told them that they know I have too many wives. So which wife will he be when the court, a magistrate, Mr. Oguto, wants him? Which court will he be? Which home? So the magistrate must look at all that. Which home is he going to tie him? Nairobi home? Eldoret home? Congo Brazzaville home? Remember, Mr. Sudi has a home in Congo Brazzaville. And we don't have extradition treaty with Congo Brazzaville. So we have to be careful. The magistrate and the judiciary listen to these programs. Look at that, those two. By releasing him to the public, won't the public come again to protect him and kill policemen? 2, won't there be a recurrence of crime? 3, isn't he a flight risk? 4, another thing, deterrent measure. What deterrent measure? I agree with both of the panel, Mr. Professor Nyari and Karen, that if I were me, I would not release him. Because he's going to, actually he will go to the public rally by Saturday By Saturday, he will be in the public rally saying the same. He will be saying the same in the rally. So it is up to the magistrate and the courts to safeguard the integrity of the judiciary and the system of governance. Judicial justice system must be fair, but fair both to the crowd, to the public, to the citizens, just as it is fair to its judiciary. That is the most important thing that you have to do.
All right, very well. Gebe, guten Tag. Good afternoon to you there too. So there's this very interesting video. Somebody was making very interesting comments on the hustler and what is.
But first of all, before we go to the video,
yes,
what is the meaning of hustler?
The dictionary.
Onyari can say it.
It is someone who is a fraudster, conman, thief, all those names. Define who a hustler is. And in fact, when you are saying that I'm an hustler, you are saying I'm a thief, I'm a fraudster, I'm a conman.
Yeah.
And you know, doctor, words have got meanings.
A hustler is also a malaya. Yeah. It's a new term. I am translating it in a normal language. This is unfiltered medium. The hustler could mean a woman who sells or a man who sells his goods.
Okay.
I don't know why we are fearing to say these things. What does the real medium show the real meaning
of a hustler?
Teacher, current teacher, read the real meaning of the dictionary Oxford of hustler.
A person who employs fraudulent or unscrupulous methods to obtain money, swindle, an expert gambler or a game player who seeks out challenges, especially unsuspecting amateur ones, in order to win money from them. So basically, a hustler is not a good title for anybody. That's what you're getting from the real meaning of the dictionary. Doctor, you were right.
There are some dictionaries that talk about women as being hustlers. Haven't you seen it somewhere?
Doctor, you are right. Sometimes some dictionaries define as bimbi and prostitute.
A prostitute? What do you call a prostitute in Kiswahili? Sindio malaya? Mwenye anauza his body is a malaya. To arrange to sell your body, either a man or a woman, you become a malaya. It is not only women who go for malayaship. Even men go for malayaship.
No, yes, there is here that says a hustler is a prostitute, especially a male.
That's what I want you to come to.
Especially a male prostitute. It's a hustler.
A mere prostitute,
Male.
Male prostitute. What one? Oh, what? Professor, there you are.
That is according
the
to
dictionary has come.
Collins Dictionary. Outside of, and also says it also refers to someone, if you refer to someone as a hustler, you mean they try to earn money or gain an advantage from a situation they are in by using dishonest or illegal methods. Okay. Words have meanings then.
What? That is true, Miriam.
What is, man?
Our young children, what are you telling the young people? That you can get money through dishonest means? You can do fraudster? You can be a prostitute? Miriam, you can do things in a dishonest way? And then you say, I wonder sometimes whether people didn't know the meaning of hustler. And at the same time, like Unfiltered, we tell people the way it is. So that when someone calls you a fraudster tomorrow, a dishonest person, you don't feel bad.
Eh,
Karen, you're saying something.
Karen
Yes.
has no words.
No, I was trying to give you another definition
Go
from
ahead.
another.
Go ahead, teacher.
This is someone who tries to deceive people into giving them money. That is one. And then the second, the way it describes the same word, they say it's a prostitute. So
Yeah, a male prostitute, right?
A male prostitute. My Katonda wange, Katonda wange. My God, Katonda wange. Male prostitute. Not even a woman prostitute. Oh. So there you are. Bring the video. Chapa video sasa. Chapa video.
William Ruto hajawahi kuwa hustler Kenya hii hata siku moja. Yeye alitoka university akaingia direct kwa deep state. Na ila haikuwa deep state hivi hivi. Wale walikuwa wale wakali, wale walikuwa wanoma, walikuwa na print mpaka pesa. Ruto hajawahi uza kuku. Atuambie ni wapi? Kwa sababu alitoka university akaingia deep state direct kupitia YK92. Hajawahi uza kuku hata moja. Kutoka hapo Ruto akawa mbunge, akawa waziri msaidizi, akawa minister, na sasa ni deputy president. In fact, in the 1990s, Ruto alikuwa na uwezo wa kununua Range Rover ya 7 million kutoka kwa Moi mwenyewe. 7 million in the 1990s, my friend, ilikuwa pesa mingi sana. Ni hustler yupi hufanya hivyo? Jambo la pili, huyu sasa ndiye jamaa anatuambia ati sasa kama nchi tufikirie na hustler mentality. Mambo ya kufikiria kimaskini, mambo ya kuobaoba kila saa. Ndio maana anazunguka kila pahali akiongea maneno ya kaosh na mitungi. Wacha nimuulize swali moja. William, what is your vision for Kenya? Maono yako kuhusu Kenya ni gani? Ni kuona kila Mkenya akiwa na tank ama akiwa na kaosh? Is that what you think about Kenya? Na Wakenya niwaulize, ni nani hupeleka mtoto wake shule na anamlipia karo ili in future awe hustler? Ni nani? Hata Biblia yenyewe imetuambia katika kitabu cha Deuteronomy 1 verse 11, Mungu mwenyewe anatuambia nitawazidisha mara 1000 na nitawabariki kama nilivyowaahidi. Alafu mtu hapa anatuambia sisi tuendelee kuwa hustler. Kitu gani? Maneno gani hiyo?
You have heard it for yourselves. I don't need to add my word so that they say it's me who said it. It is trending. So find the fitting phrase of describing. If you have not been in the dynasty, where were you? You are busy stealing from the dynasty. So show your track record. Because now we are looking for good, transparent leaders who will lead us in the 2021 matrix. Will lead you Kenyans. Mine is very simple. The word hustler does not help me at all. And especially when you look at the English, word, why did they classify as male prostitute? Is this a person who hits every male, every woman? Close the chapter, bring it on. Is male prostitute. Hi, where?
Can I come in?
Go ahead, Karen.
Okay, I think the word the exact meaning, and it's used so much. It's all over in the street. You know, people mistake it for anyone who is out there struggling to make a living, working extra hard to make a living. That is what people know in the streets here. That's why it's used, it's everywhere. But I think people, before using some word, they should, get the meanings. But
Okay. Let me ask you, Karen, thank you very much. You have brought a very good point. Let me ask you, do you all of you want to be car washers? How many youths in Malindi want to be car washers? So the state that His Excellency the Deputy is creating is that all youths should have car washing machines. What about us who want bicycles to be washed? No, I'm asking a serious question. Tokenism. Tokenism. Hii kitu dogo. Kenya imekuwa nchi ya dogo. There is that song by Wainaina.
Eric Wainaina.
Eric Wainaina anasema kitu kidogo, nchi ya kidogo. Why don't you build a factory? You know this show that television only teaches, Mr. Deputy President, instead of making people wash cars, because we are reducing it to congestion in Nairobi and the country, build one big factory or factories and employ this youth. Mzee, this is a political satire program. We are not condemning you for giving out things. It is your heart. But build a factory. I have not heard anywhere where the Deputy President has a factory. Do you have anywhere? Professor Nyali, have you heard? Karen,
No.
Karen, I came in to support your statement. If we build several factories, would people be complaining? Even if it is money from proceeds of somewhere, would people be complaining, surely? Miriam, would you be complaining if you are working in a factory of a thief?
Why? Well, now when you put it like that.
No, I'm saying, would you know that the factory was of a thief? As long as you're having your wages coming out, you are being paid, your wife is going to school, your wife is not tangering, your wife is in the house. Who will know that you were working at the factory of a thief? Because it serves so many people. But this one that serves one person or two people or two youths. Car wash. How many people have cars in the villages? You are only dealing with urban area guys. You can't take a car wash machine in Kisii in the mountains of Mount Kenya up in Abadea's County Club. You can only fix it in Abadea's County Club because there is a road there. But if you fix a factory in Abadea's County Club, near there, or Abadea's Mountain, or anywhere in Kiambu, people will go there and work. For example, if the DP wanted to involve people, he should put a lot of pineapple factories. Lease this money to people to build up export of pineapples. Fresh pineapple to Scotland, fresh pineapple to Britain. If I have 200 youth exporting pineapples, they will go for pineapples as far as Moroto in Uganda. Bring them here. That will be very good trade and there will be a lot of development. I rest my case.
That will be a good hassle. Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, now you have spoiled it. Oh, yes. That would be a very good hassle.
Yes.
But the other hustle is dangerous. Hey, hey.
Doctor, so you're shocked.
No, why did they
About the
specify
definition.
man only?
I don't know why the dictionary did that. I have no idea. But doctor, before we end, because of the interest of
Yeah,
We are
we
not ending
just
here.
have a quick one to say on that.
We are not ending yet. There is Sonko.
If there is anything, Miriam, the deputy president has become honest to the people of Kenya, is to tell us he's a fraudster, he's a conman, he's a dishonest person. All those ones, he has said openly, I'm a hustler. So it is us now to give the true meaning of that one for Kenyans to understand. And remember, Miriam, these fraudsters may be many and they may be able to make a government of Kenya. So Kenyans must be able to choose what kind of leader they want. The one who deceives them, the one who is a married prostitute, the one who is a deceiver.
Professor.
So Miriam, and one of the things what we need to understand now is to tell Kenyans what is the real meaning of that. How would you feel, Miriam, when your son comes and he tells you I'm a thief? I'm a conman.
No, your son comes to tell you I'm a hustler.
No, I want now to explain, because what he can come and say, what if he comes and tells
After
me
when you have
I'm a
read
thief?
the meaning of hustler.
Yeah,
What?
I'm a deceiver, I'm a fraudster. I conned someone today. And one of the
Yeah,
things
but-
Miriam here is, what he should be able to understand, he should stop cheating other Kenyans. Other Kenyans also want to gain from the dynastities. He went to Moi as a young boy of YK. He got some tips and some money from Moi. He came at the dynasty of Raila Odinga. He made him a minister. He has come to the dynasty of Kenyatta. He has made him the deputy president. What stops? Why should he tell Karen that he should not follow the same trend so that he becomes somebody? He is not. He has become part of the dynasty.
He's built his own dynasty now. So now, speaking of another hustler, Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko seeks, to postpone his corruption case. So Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has denied a charge of abuse of office. Sonko took plea today at the Milimani courts before anti-corruption magistrate Douglas Ogoti. He was represented by his lawyer Cecil Miller and George Kithi, while the DPP was represented by prosecutor James Kihara. Last week, Ogoti had directed Sonko to appear in court today to plead afresh to the graft charges, and the order was made after the Director of Public Prosecutions amended the graft charges facing Sonko. So we see Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko there also facing his own troubles with the law.
They have removed, he did what they call pre-pagain. The DPP has refused it.
Okay. He wanted a pre-bargain.
But, yeah, the court refused. So Sonko is to face the full 20 witnesses.
Okay.
That's the end of the career.
Right.
That's all I can tell you. He's my friend. He's also a hustler. Sorry. Thank you very much, viewers.
We'll see you
I
tomorrow.
have no more words.
Doctor.
Let Karen comment.
Yes, and this are
Because if I pronounce another thing of Shimatelewa, Telewa, Shimo Yaletewa said something.
Yes.
Simratewa.
Shimorotera,
Simratewa.
Shimoyatewa.
Miriam Ganer.
The whole
Okay.
of
He's
Tewa.
He's beyond
Shimo.
help. I can't. We'll just take that. Doctor, you're right. Karen.
Shimotewa.
Yes.
Terewa.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That one. Karen.
Yes. I think we should find a better word to replace hustler. So when they're trying to express their efforts they're making, they should use a better word. So hustler isn't just the best here. Yeah, so they should do that. And on Sonko, I do not have much to say about Sonko. I cannot say much about him, but that is all I have to say. Let's find, and before we even we come up with words, yeah, that could, put us into a situation where everything about us is questionable. We should just find out the meanings of these words before using them. You might use it innocently, but you're communicating something else different from what you're trying to mean. That is.
All right. I tuachane na au na hustles out.
Yeah, Miriam, on Sonko,
Yes.
what I have to say, I promote mediation. Now that he has come to his senses and say that he has offended the people of Kenya, then what allows him to go and again and return the money and vacate the office. It will be cheaper that way to dispense him and go and try other things in life, because I know after he has again, he has already admitted that he committed the offense. He will return the money, and if it is abuse of office, he gets out of office. But the director for prosecution has got good reasons why he want to pursue the case, and I hope it doesn't take 10 or 7, take 5 or 6 years from today.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. These are the topics on Zimbabwe abductions, and of course, that video about Malema branding President Ramaphosa, and Mnangagwa's calling them, he called them fools and sellouts. Maybe we discuss it tomorrow during the Zimbabwean show for the interest of time.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I wholly agree. There is also a topic on President Museveni opening up, signing an agreement on Mwanza, Tanga, Mwanza, Hoima pipeline and the railway.
Total is
that is one of the highlights on this show. The question I was going to put to Kenyans, where did we go wrong? Where did you go wrong? How did we come to lose the lap set to Lochiga from Lochiga? Yes, isn't it?
Okay.
The pipeline was going to end where, Miriam?
Lokichang.
Lochiga.
Okay. Just carry on.
I'm very bad at names, but that is what it is. How did we lose that contract? That was one of the complex that I wanted to explain to Kenyans. But we can do it again another time tomorrow, where President Museveni yesterday with Magufuli of Tanzania, one wearing a mask and the other not wearing a mask. I am reliably told by my Tanzanian doctor, you remember the doctor who used to call us? I have found him now. He says, he told me that tell the president, the people of Kenya to open Hakuna Corona.
Yeah.
And maybe the deputy president is getting an example from there. From Tanzanians who are advising him. He knows there is no corona, that's why he has opened his mask under his chest and his mouth. Direct. Because you need, microphones are being used. One microphone is being used by very many people. Surely, I am not happy at all about that, because we could lose a very formidable person, God forbid, who should be in the race, so that the race is very good katogo. You know, katogo is a mixed of offals, stripe, matoke, and something like that. Yeah. Then eat it. Katogo. Miriam,
Yes.
Ndioyo. That is the Unfiltered. Tomorrow, if you have a story anywhere in Africa, wherever you are in Africa, send us the story on our punchline contacts. We shall display that story. I saw a story of a very big snake, but because I fear snakes, it's as tall as a building. I don't know how this snake grew up in that village. So I did not want to bring it. Miriam would be running away now.
That is
if
very
you see
true.
it on the screen.
That is very true. And thank you
Yes.
for not bringing that up.
And the last story is the story of Ugandans. After they have done very well, they broke the pot in the yard compound. Ugandans have been controlling COVID-19. The president directed that they should all go on the vote. They were there, some were kissing each other on the line and doing so many things there for hours, 5 to 6 hours, smelling, breathing the same air. I think let the 14 days pass, then we can know whether there is a problem or no problem. I just want to say thank you very much, all of you. Time is run out. And I hope you have learned something about the textbooks, that you cannot teach a child a textbook with
Errors.
Otherwise, the child will also be error.
Be an errant child. All right.
Yes. And then we have learned something about prostitute. Very important. The only thing that you can translate it is Malaya. Yes. You know, when they talk about Malaya, people think it is women. No.
Okay.
All mixture. By the way, these days, there is no difference of a man and a woman. You know that very well. There are some men who are women. Some of us who have been in London for a long time, you wake up, you pick your train, you find the two gentlemen kissing each other very heavily in the morning. Honestly, Miriam, please, don't make me cry again. Honestly, hey, why? Why? Oh my God, what brought me from there to here?
That is my cue to leave. Doctor, thank you. Professor. That is my cue to go home now. Professor, thank you so much. And Karen. Doctor. I have to.
No, I am just.
Yes.
That's why I'm telling you. For us, we equal opportunity, equal life. We are all human beings.
Yes.
And for me, it doesn't annoy me. In Africa, you can do these things, but in your bedroom, I have no problem. So when you are growing children like in London, like me, who had 8 kids, you have to make sure that you look at all of them. None of them is kissing the other, or being kissed by another one who comes. I'm telling you the truth. I had to look. A single parent, I had to suffer. And I'm happy all my children have produced 10 good grandchildren.
Your suffering paid off.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have
10 good grandchildren.
Yes.
The 11th one is coming from Jackie.
We wish her well in her
As if
journey.
they are doing double production.
Hey.
You know, I don't know.
Doctor.
11th one is coming from Jackie.
It's a
So
blessing.
I will have 11, by the end of this year, I'll have 11 grandchildren.
It's a blessing.
The firstborn grandchild of Matanga is 16 years, going to 17, Eradine, a Portuguese, married to an Angolan. I am in chaos. So as a Pan-African, I'm very lucky. that in my house, on that small day when they are taking me home to Jerusalem, there will be Portuguese spoken, Spanish spoken, Mexican. One thing I did not want is any of my daughters to marry any Ugandan.
All right, we
The
shall
grandchildren will do.
discuss that tomorrow.
And I'm very happy,
you want to find out
very
why.
lucky man,
Professor,
very lucky man.
Professor, remind
that-
me tomorrow that we shall talk about that. Why? Doctor, we have to go now. Beat the traffic.
Yeah,
in Nairobi.
Miriam, you can go. I thought you had already switched off. Are we on air?
You're still on air. All right, bye-bye. We meet
Okay,
you
thank
tomorrow
you
in
very
the
much,
morning.
viewers. I
Yes.
want to thank you and I want to thank you, Miriam. I was telling you the real truth. This program has no gloves on. And we shall make it that way. We don't tell lies about people. We always tell you what is happening in the lifeline. Compensational politics is very bad. Change it. Thank you very much. If Matanga has shoes, don't go and buy the same type of shoes. Buy another type of shoes. Let him also ask you, where did you get this? But don't go and fight because he had shoes you didn't have. That's all the meaning of this show today. Thank you.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.